Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Bag up.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Big E. Hello, Jay. How are you, my friend?
I'm well, sir. Thank you for having me back again.
Of course.
Pleasure to be with you.
Have it no other way. I'm dying to know how we did as a team. I see you guys. You guys look refreshed after your big marathon run
Team
today.
Dirtface, man. The relay. We actually did pretty good. E, did you look at our placing? We came in
no.
12th, man. Out of like 300 and something. Yeah.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
one of us did really well. One of us.
Yeah, we had a bit of a ringer.
Did you?
I mean,
But
it's
he
not
wasn't.
like
He wasn't crazy
Yeah.
insane though. It wasn't like he was an Olympian coming in.
right.
Talking about El Presidente? We're talking about
Presidente.
Marisa.
Well, and I would.
Marisa did a great job.
Did she? You just saying that because she's a girl, or did she really do a good
No,
job?
because she killed what she normally does in training.
Oh, good for her.
So it's good to overachieve in these things, isn't it?
That is normally the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally, you get to these races and you run faster than you do in training just because the
Yeah.
adrenaline and the
Yeah.
people around you clapping and stuff.
cheering you on. So I'm assuming that happened for everybody.
Dude, I don't know that I didn't. By the way, I wouldn't say that I ran slower or.
Here's the problem. He doesn't know because he didn't train.
Right,
yeah.
I didn't really.
Yeah, but he's a pro
train.
period runner, so I mean,
I was
like,
a pro period runner back in 2003.
Yeah. Oh, what a great event, man. Every
it?
time
Insane.
I go down there for this or take part in it, what a great event for Detroit and Windsor. It's so cool, the idea of running across the bridge, coming back under the tunnel,
Yeah.
going all around Indian Village, all over Belle Isle. It's just awesome.
yeah. It is kind of cool. I was obviously terribly disappointed, and it's really hard on me because I really wanted to take part, and I thought Gab was going to be able to push me in a stroller, and
That fell through.
that fell through. And so, yeah, I'll be honest with you, it was a little sad for me today to not be able to participate, you know.
You had
But I'm
your
glad you
onesie-
guys
you
did.
had your onesie and your bib, your
Oh,
pacifier,
I was ready
everything
to go, man. I was ready
Yeah.
to go. I gotten some. I had some flasks, and I'd filled them up with whiskey, and I was planning on, because there was a nip in the air this morning. So I was really ready to just go out there with a couple flasks and have a ball and rep Team Dirtface. And I'm sorry, I feel like I let you guys down, but the rules are rules,
Yeah, no strollers. There are hand cyclists, though. Holy shit, man.
dude. I saw that.
Dude, now here's the thing. Just to give a little context how this relay works. The guys who don't start at the beginning are bussed out to where you do start. So let's
And you
give,
can't wait around. Like,
Yeah.
you have to go out there in the morning.
Let's give a little rundown here.
Okay, I'm a little confused.
Isis did leg one, which starts downtown, and that's the big kickoff that you see on the news and everybody running. They're all happy.
I was looking for E's like head above everybody else. I didn't
Yeah.
see it though.
And then he runs over the Ambassador Bridge.
E got to?
Winds around into Windsor, and then there's leg two. Leg two is where El Presidente picks up. He runs through Windsor. He picks up leg three, runs through most of Detroit, and then hands it off to Marisa, who runs leg four onto Belle Isle, and then I go off Belle Isle back to Detroit.
And how long was
Detroit
yours?
proper. 4.5.
Okay. What was the shortest? Who did the shortest one?
Marisa.
Marisa did. Okay. Okay. So what were you saying then about the starting? You were talking about the hand cyclists, and they all get moved to.
Yeah, so the cool thing about being placed out at your spot, the thing that sucks is you get dumped there 3 hours before you actually run.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is you see the elite people come through. And
Oh
and
yeah,
you
because they're
see-
on the same track.
Yeah, and you see
Yeah.
these hand cyclists go by, which are just friggin' amazing, man.
Yeah, I saw the guy that won that thing.
Oh, he was
hauling.
hauling balls.
Yeah, yeah. Would
Hauling
that be
balls.
hard? Do you think? I mean, obviously, it's hard on the arms, but
Dude, it'd be so hard.
Would that be hard?
No, here's-
If it's not hard, wouldn't we all be doing it?
no, because you have legs, so you wouldn't be doing it. But if you're rolling, you can pause and be like, "Oh man, finally."
There were some
Takes
guys
a
I gotta
break.
admit I was kind of like, fuck, dude. I mean, we've had like about 50 runners already go, and now you're
Oh,
behind
but that's
them.
yeah. I mean,
Oh,
that's
man.
and that's the same with the runners.
Yeah.
The reality.
I'm not
I
going to
mean,
disparage the disabled.
Well, I wasn't asking you to, but I mean, you can make an observation.
No, there's one dude, one hand cyclist who obviously is just a pro period hand cyclist. He hauled balls, and I think the guy in second was 7 minutes behind him or something. At mile 22 when I saw him.
Yeah, I thought. Well, maybe it was I'm getting confused, but yeah, the guy that won that, I think he's only been a hand
Pro period
hand
cyclist.
cyclist for like 4 years.
Really?
And
Yeah,
you know,
Well,
so
he's
it's
very
not-
good at it. He should continue that.
Yeah, I would agree. Is there money in that?
Yeah, there's-
probably win something for winning.
Yeah.
And you know the funny thing, the hard thing about that, dude, is if he was that far ahead of people, that means you're just by yourself, and that can be
How
dangerous.
kick-ass would that
Brandon.
feeling be, though?
No, but it can be dangerous because like, you don't have really like markers in your head. Like sometimes you need people around you to give you that like realization. Okay, shit, I gotta go. 'Cause you can get lost in
the
your
marathon
mind.
runner, the guy who was in first, passed me waiting. You know,
Yeah.
in the midst of this 3 hour and 10-minute wait or whatever it was. And he goes by, and he was doing just that. He's looking over his shoulder, like, "Where's the next guy? Where's the next guy?" Because on Belle Isle, you kind of turn some right angles, and you can see across a good distance. And he knew, man, he had him at that point.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
something catastrophic would have had to happen.
But just like if you're trying to get a
blow
time,
a tire out or
Yeah.
something.
but if you're trying to get a time or something, you have to be
Oh, he-
really strong mentally.
There's no doubt. The
Nobody-
Kobayashis of the eating world need their what's the other hot dog eater?
oh yeah,
The-
chestnuts.
The chestnut. You know, Kobayashi needs his chestnut. And Biggie
Chestnut-
needs his sweet pie in
Yeah,
order to be
Chestnut
competitive.
needs the guy behind him, whoever that is.
Yeah,
you got to be
exactly.
pushed. But dude, nobody was breaking records today. The wind was
Yeah.
fucking horrendous,
Yeah.
brutal.
How bad was it? I was thinking about you when I first woke up. I think I woke up at like 10, had some waffles. I tweeted about it, but when I first woke up, I was like, I wonder how Jay's doing on Belle Isle by himself for 3 hours.
Yeah, man. So I mentioned, like, you know, only one guy starts this thing. The rest get dumped out around
Yeah.
where your leg starts. And so I get on a bus, like a Greyhound-style bus, along with hundreds of others
Yeah.
that then drive out to Belle Isle at 7 a.m., and we get dumped there, and you wait for your guy to show up, or in my case, my girl, Marisa, to show up.
Yeah. And then do you
And-
guys high five, or is there a baton? How does it?
You have a belt that holds the chip that's chipping you all the way, that's recording your
Oh,
time
okay,
the
okay,
whole way.
gotcha.
So you're just like, dude, you just lose it, you know? I mean, I'm sitting by the water reading a paper. I'm laying on a sidewalk. I'm
Did you make some
throwing
new
shit
friends?
At a squirrel. No,
you
I
could have got a
wasn't.
turtle family started.
I wasn't feeling social this morning.
No?
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
kind of on my own. I was eating. I was shitting. I was trying to get rid of a headache from that damn distillery across the river. Oh my God, what is it? Hiram Walker.
Okay.
You just smell the. Oh, dude, did you smell that
it
at
was
all? E?
wafting at you and giving you a headache?
It's
I
like a
didn't,
sweet
but-
smell. I could see people liking it. It's
Yeah.
not like putrid, but it just, man, after a while, I'm like, get me the fuck off this island.
Yeah. Well, you must have been so happy to see Maurice's ass come around the corner and just be like, hey,
Well,
go.
it was weird because you lose track of time, and I sort of just came out of a porta potty. I'm like, oh shit, there she is, and I just like ran up next to her.
Really?
And then like, okay, see ya at the end, and then all of a sudden you're in a race. It's just a weird.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want
rhythm
to do
to
what
it.
Jay did.
Yeah,
I would not want to be those guys.
Were you excited, E?
Yeah.
I mean, when you took off from your...
When you know
Didn't
what?
show up by your time.
Whatever.
I mean, were you in the front? Were you like elbowing your way up to the
No,
front? Like, I'm
no,
going to go
be-
first. I'm a pro period runner.
No, because being the relay, they do have like these catalyst, like A, B, C, kind of like I don't know.
They
catalysts
release
kinda-
you in waves.
Okay.
And
So
so
not
when
everybody's
you're
just
in
a
the
cluster.
relay,
Yeah.
they're not going to put you up close enough because they're going to let the marathoners and half marathoners be close. So I was like in D, and I think it went to F. Or G. I mean G or H. I don't know, but I mean, so no, I wasn't like right up front. You're kind of it's kind of like let's start, and then I'm just standing there. And like then you kind of start walking, and it's like okay, let's go B, and I'm like okay, and then I'm walking.
Yeah, it only starts when your chip crosses the lines.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So, Team Dirtface, I'm proud of you guys. 12th place out of 370 or something. Awesome.
The tragic part is we're so close to the top 10.
I know. I was going to say, if it wasn't for... And look...
I did a
we're-
little math.
We're not in the business of shaming people. We don't
We're
want
not.
to point fingers. It's a team effort. All right? But let's just say if you had one link...
Well, here's the
that was,
thing,
hold
though.
on. If you had one link on the team that was maybe a little stronger or outperformed what... Because it sounds like most of the team
Yeah.
outperformed what they hoped. And
Well, there's data on this. We can reference the data
Oh,
and figure
okay.
out who.
The datum?
actually-
We have datum
We
on
have
this?
datum.
You know, it's not a fair compete. Wait a minute, though. It's not a fair thing anyway.
We
Because
have,
no, no, no,
one's named anyone. For all I know, he's talking about El Presidente.
I'm not
I
talking
don't
about
know.
me even. I'm talking about the fact that technically in the rules of the relay male-female mix, it's supposed to be two guys and a girl. So you're comparing yourself with mixed couples, I'm imagining.
No, no, no,
For overall.
We're in a mixed. We came in 12th in mixed
In the okay.
in the girls and guys.
That's my point, though. But to be mixed, don't you have to have
Oh, so
two
you're
girls
shitting on
and two guys?
Dirtface's team?
No, I thought you had to have at least two girls and two guys. You couldn't have three guys and a girl.
No, you can't.
Okay, I thought someone said
thus
that.
we were in mixed.
Okay.
We
No, I
couldn't-
know
we
that,
couldn't
but
have
someone told
won
me-
it. No,
Is
we
he
would
trying
not
to
have qualified to
discredit?
win it.
That's what I'm.
'Cause-
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
That was my point.
So he's trying to just knock it down a little bit, discredit a little bit, to
Here-
make it sound like
I did a little math. Okay.
Okay.
E runs a 9:15.
How far did he have to go?
It's a 9:15 average over a 6.3, was it E?
Yeah.
So a 9-minute,
Yeah.
15-second average. For
Pro period runner, that's pretty good, right?
dude, I'm 10 years older than him.
Yeah.
And I'm not proud of what I ran,
Yeah.
but
What did you run?
it was 40 seconds less than that.
Wow.
I'm an old man, E.
That
I'm an
doesn't
old
make it-
man.
That
I've
doesn't
never
make-
been a pro
yeah,
period
well,
runner.
it's a
Wow.
shorter run.
I too
but-
didn't sit there and
wow.
like train my ass off for this.
Yeah.
So he falls back on his
Not
lack of
worried
training.
about it.
But here's the problem, man.
So
it would
you
have been
beat
really
him by
nice.
40 seconds a mile.
Yeah, it would have been really. It would have been very, very
Yeah,
nice
ran a
had
mile
we
and
come
a
in the
half
top 10.
Oh,
Are you suggesting I
no.
would have dropped to 9:15 had I
I
ran
could
another
have done
mile?
what you
and-
did in your distance. Yes.
Oh,
for
really?
Sure. Yes.
Really?
Oh, fuck yes. 8:30.
Look, I wasn't there. I'm
miles.
gonna back off here.
You know what? We have more data. We can look at your
could-
splits, and we can see that you didn't, in fact, do
But
that.
if you know you don't have it, no. But dude, that is ridiculous. Because if you, that'd be like
Stop saying it's ridiculous and
if you know
hit him
that
with the
you,
datum.
No, if you know that you don't have, you have 2 less miles to run, you can easily push yourself a little further.
E, I think I could have run another mile and a half. Okay, dude.
I guess
to
we'll never
equal your
know,
6. Here's the deal. Here's the point is, had you simply run what I ran, we would have been in the top 10.
I wasn't going to run 8:30s, so.
Had you simply run what I ran, a man who's 10 years older than you, 10
oh
years
boy.
your senior.
God,
And those are important years, Mike.
They
They're
are.
between your 30s and 40s.
Well, this was probably your last chance. I mean, it's going to fall off drastically for you, Jay, as you creep into
be a
senior
break.
citizenhood.
it already has.
Yeah,
That's
and,
what I'm
and the injuries.
suggesting
I mean, you're one Achilles blowout away from just being on the
My
sidelines. Like me.
fasciitis is flaring up as we speak.
Yeah. I was impressed with the top 12, but just knowing if one guy did, I don't want to say choke, but
I didn't choke.
I
I did not choke.
If
There's
one
no
guy
question
was,
about that.
It was tough because he
It wasn't
started it, and so we had to. I mean, El Prez did yeoman's work.
well, he had a lot of
bringing
makeup
bringing
work
it
to do.
back to a reasonable time.
no question about
That son of
that.
a bitch was running like a 6:40 at some point to get it
Holy
back
shit.
there.
Which is
Yeah.
insane.
You just
but-
had to reel it back in,
Yeah, he didn't have much choice. I mean, if we were going to get our goal, and I mean, look, being able to sniff the top 10, boy, that would have made me proud. It really would have. But
Would've been nice
you could have
to
done
say.
something
I mean,
about that. But
precedent for choking for I don't know certain members. I don't know
that
how many
wasn't
members
choking.
of our team.
That was not choking.
Precedent was set long ago, and so
Yeah.
the fact that we had a team that had I don't know 1, 2, 3 members that
There was no
precedent
way I was
set
gonna
that-
run
that they could choke from
45
time to time,
seconds faster a mile.
especially when the
I'm
lights
not-
were the brightest and the stage was the biggest. That's all I'm saying.
I'm honestly not dogging E because
I didn't choke for one. I didn't do great, but I did not choke.
It's tough to do. I know he didn't train a lot, and that is mentally very, very hard to get out there and keep going like that. So props, E. Good
No,
work.
I'm not
Good
saying
job,
look,
E.
it wasn't good.
You
It
didn't
wasn't
trip
the
and
best
fall.
time.
You didn't
but,
fall.
But I did not choke. I just
No,
didn't.
he didn't.
I just didn't. I
Just-
pretty much did what I probably thought I
He's a
was going
sneech,
to
dude.
do.
I mean,
Yeah.
we sent a sneech 6.3 miles. What
Yeah.
did you expect?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He loped 6.3 miles.
That is not what happened.
What did we expect?
Yeah,
That
I
bridge
know.
killed me for sure. There's no question about
Did
that, dude. Yes, dude. That
Son of a bitch just loping up the bridge. Doo, doo, doo.
Look at the Starbilly Sneech.
look at this guy. Jay can make fun of me. You cannot,
That's
sir. so-
bullshit, dude. I wanted to be out there and pushed in my stroller, and they wouldn't let me. Fucking assholes. Hey, against the handicap like me.
No,
I told you my shins get cold when I run E.
Oh yeah, of course. Cold
Short-
shins. I've
short
ever-
little
right.
muscles.
My
I
wee
actually
little
was
muscles.
telling Jay that it is funny though how much a difference a few minutes can make, and I don't mean the 12 to
yeah,
10.
12 to 10th.
No, I mean in
even possibly.
in a personal mindset. Like I personally went into that wanting to be 55. I said to myself, honestly, if I was 55 minutes or lower, I would actually be happy. I didn't want to be over an hour, so I didn't do that. But man, I 100%.
What did you do? Less than 55 or
No, I said I was.
He was
no,
like 58 something.
58? Okay, so under.
No, what
but
I
you set your goal for like a C, and then you did like a C minus.
That's not what I did.
Dude, everybody was off today. The winners, the guy was 10
Not
minutes off
everybody.
his regular pace. The woman who won was 10 minutes off the record pace. I mean, it was just
My point was just saying, when you're done with these things, every race I've ever ran, you can, even the ones I've done good, it's like it is weird. You can look back at these moments and like, oh my god, if I could have just, couldn't I have done 30 seconds faster a mile? Really?
And that's what you don't want, E, after these moments is regret. And why? And
I've had 'em
what-
every
and what
race
do
I've done.
That means you haven't prepared
That's
properly.
not true.
If you prepare properly, you will be happy with whatever happens.
I've ran a 10K
'Cause
in
you know
6
you
to-
gave
no,
it
no,
your
no,
all.
no.
That's fair. That
I've
sounds
run a
fair. I've heard
10K
that.
under 6:30 mile average, and I still at the end was like, after about 10 minutes after I was running, I'm like, man, I wonder if I could have. Did I leave something out there?
It was good to meet a few listeners. Karen, Bill, Steve.
Really?
Yeah, Karen ran the half.
Okay.
Did a great job. She
her half credit
she
for
gave
that.
birth. Okay, a child expelled from her uterus.
Her vagine, like
Yeah,
pork
like
dropped
like
one out.
I don't
Not
know.
during the race.
No. Like last December or something.
Oh.
So she,
a
turns it
year ago.
around and does a half. That's impressive. And then Bill was in the relay, and then I met Steve at the finish line. He
Nice.
actually heard the guy call dirt face, and he was like, "What?"
Really? And
Yeah.
that's when he knew?
Yeah.
How would you guys have done against the very first runners that ran the Free Press Marathon? I was reading an interesting story about how it got its start. I don't know if you read that.
40 years, dude.
40 years, yep. The first guy to win
Can I
it.
guess? Does you have the time there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I'm sure it was. I'm gonna say it was under 3 hours, but I'm gonna say like 2:40.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 250.
2 hours, 17 minutes,
Wow.
17
Fuck,
seconds
back
later.
then,
the
I
That
was
was
first runner
faster than
came
today.
through.
That was
Really?
faster than today. Today was 213. Wait, what'd you say? 217.
217.
Yeah. Okay. So he's
But
right.
still, though, I'm
27-year-old college
Sorry,
instructor
dude.
from Bowling Green.
223 was today. 213 is the record. The first year was 4 minutes off the record.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
35-year-old Emma Tranter, a former Detroiter, was the women's winner. She came in at 2:55:51.
Oh, that's what I thought you were asking. The women's winner.
No.
That's very respectable. Both those
Yeah.
numbers, like.
But I don't know if did you say you did read this? I think this was like a week ago in the paper. They were, with all the hype of it coming up. Are you guys interested in how the first one got started? I thought it was kind of fascinating.
What happened?
Well-
Somebody wanted to run.
Yeah, it wasn't started by a running company or even a runner. It was started by a newspaper editor with an idea and zero race experience, founded in 78. Neil Shine wasn't a runner. First time he considered the idea was on a family vacation a couple years earlier. His nephew was running a road race in Boston. He'd never seen anything like it. He was so blown away by like the crowds and the people lining the streets that he's like, we need to do that. And so he went to a newspaper convention following that vacation and met an editor of a Montreal newspaper, and they were sponsoring a marathon. And so he was like, Detroit's going to be the home to an international marathon, and the Free Press is the company that's going to pull it off. And so it was a total grassroots operation, small budget, relying mostly on volunteers. Truly was a family, neighborhood, and community effort. Dan Shine, one of Neil's sons, was 13 at the start of the marathon planning. I think there's a little coupon on the paper you cut out, filled, and mailed it back in with a check or whatever for your entry fee, and to some vacant office in the Free Press. A couple times a week, my mom and a couple neighborhood ladies, they would go over there for a couple hours. They would open all the envelopes, register the runners, and they were all registered by hand. This is before data sheets and computers. Family was cheap. They worked for free. Just because this was the first race Neil Shine planned didn't mean he wanted to make it easy. It was important for him to make it special. And it was. The race would go between Detroit and Canada. He worked with the paper's sports editor, a guy named Ladd Newman. Both were involved from the very start. I wouldn't be surprised if Ladd had the international idea, and he and my father then bullied the tunnel folks. My father knew a couple people down at the tunnel. He came up with the idea. We want to close the tunnel. The officials thought he was crazy at the tunnel officials. It had not been closed in decades. According to Dan Shine, his father sat in their office and stayed until they agreed. It was just the kind of person he was. If he thought it was important enough, he was going to make it happen. He wanted to make the marathon international and memorable. That's why the tunnel was important and the bridge was special. It appeared that everything was going according to plan until one day Ladd Newman, that sports editor, got the news that the bridge had pulled out. Molly McDonald, special events manager in the newspaper's promo department, said the issue was over the lack of a signature on a contract, and the bridge decided they weren't going to participate. So Free Press already had spent $20,000 and had 3,000 runners coming. It was a competitive time with the Detroit News, so the paper, remember how competitive those two were back in the day. And, well, it still are, I suppose. But they were like, we cannot have the embarrassment of fucking this thing up. So the bridge was out. The marathon team had to make a new course and fast. It was decided the course would run through the Grosse Points. Once agreed upon, the plans were on a plane to be approved by the Association for International Marathons and Distance Racers in order for Detroit runners to be able to qualify for the Boston Marathon. While the Shines had little experience, they did know one thing. Runners needed carbs, so they planned this big night before spaghetti dinner. And so all these hundreds of runners show up there. They forgot to order tables and chairs. So they go upstairs and everyone's just sitting on the ground like kumbaya eating their spaghetti and shit. Now it's since this is the time before race officials, Dan Shine, along with his older brother and family members, were charged with placing directional signs along the route the night before the race. We had to go the whole U.S. side of the route and put no parking signs and directional signs like run this way for the whole route. This is at midnight. We were doing this the night before the race.
Oh my god.
They were stopped by police who were like, what are you guys, like nobody knew what this was.
Right.
Neighborhood folks didn't know, like, what does this mean? Or what do you mean an international race through town? It had never been done. The group must have done its job. No wrong direction runners were reported. Perfect, beautiful weather they said they had. They had a single start banner and 2 ladders. That was it. At the sound of the starting gun, the race was off. And then
How many racers?
It sounds like they had a few thousand.
Okay. It's
yeah.
pretty good for a first race.
Yeah. Not all participants were prepared for the mileage. I remember working the medical tent the first couple of years. Peg Shine said it was traumatizing. That's probably why I never wanted to participate. These people were bleeding from every possible part of their body.
Think about the equipment back then, too. You know, how shitty the shoes were and everything. Like,
Yeah.
ugh.
What would they have been running? Chuck Taylors or something?
No, there were Tigers. Tigers were big. Nikes were just coming out then.
Yeah. Yeah, those white ones with just the swoosh. Yeah. Neil Shine died in 2007, by the way, at the age of 76. They say the Free Press never should have been able to pull it off with Neil. Neil and the Free Press shouldn't have. Between their inexperience, the technicalities, and the mishaps, it seemed impossible, but they did it. And here we are, 40 years later. You guys are running and coming in 12th. We're a little disappointed.
Jay mentioned the
Top
win
10.
too, by the way. At one point when I was waiting for the guys to Jay and Maurice and all them to kind of meet up and stuff, I was walking back and forth, and dude, at one point the wind was like gusting, and they had those, those
Construction barriers.
construction
it was knocking
barriers,
over construction barriers.
and they were literally
The orange
Sandbags on-
barrels?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
No, like the big gate looking things.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
no
yeah.
sandbags on them, and they were literally like
gusts of wind.
blowing into like where the
Wow.
Brutal.
And an actual.
Did it ever get
worker-
behind your back, though, and kind of give you
No,
a...
no. It was in my face the whole time. I ran down Riverwalk toward the Rensend from Belle Isle, and it was a west to east wind that it was brutal, man.
But
It was
they
killing
got
me.
it
But you
even
still
got off,
posted
though.
a great
I
time.
mean-
Congratulations on that. You really did.
It almost didn't even happen. It didn't look like it was going to happen up until like right when we left. We thought that storm was coming.
Yeah.
So it really
Great
worked
event
out.
though. Excellent organization. They've
Yeah.
come a long way from the early Neil Shine days.
Did you
God-
guys
God
get
bless
medals?
yeah.
Participation trophies, E?
Essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, E doesn't like them.
Why?
Just the idea. It was a shitty run for him.
No.
and-
I
It
I'm
was.
a snob.
It was.
I'm a snob.
I mean, it really was when you think about it,
Well,
but
no,
that's okay.
I'm a snob like this. Like I really only think you should get one probably for half and the marathon. I don't really believe that.
So, E, if you had to pinpoint one weak link on the team, I mean, who would you say, like...
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question.
I guess it was me. I mean, but dude,
Self-reflection.
I gotta
Wow.
tell you, if I'm the weakest link on a running team, that wasn't bad, dude. There's a lot of teams.
You
that
were
would
the
have
youngest
a
by
lot,
what? 11 years? Was it?
Probably.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm talking for other teams though. To have I think that there's a lot of teams that would have a lot worse.
That's why we came in 12th out of 300 and
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, instead of top 10 like we'd hoped.
Well, you can run next year in my place, and we'll see what happens.
Good
Cold
point,
shins,
E.
E. Cold shins. Short muscles.
Little cold shins. Hey, insurance, we all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasick from Wasick Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 29 years in the business and offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasick at 734-455-1900. Get a free, no obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900. Ask for Brent Wasick. We were actually trying to get Wasick into the Team Dirtface, but he couldn't do it. So
No.
maybe next year.
Does he have cold muscle,
Maybe
cold
next year,
shins
Brent.
or short muscle? Like, what was his?
No,
excuse?
I think he had a conflict.
Ah, okay.
Had a legit reason.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, there's lots of legit reasons. You know, one may be more legit than others, but whatever.
Moving on.
Hey, did you guys get to watch the Lions game or anything like
You know,
that?
in
or-
and out of it, I'm
I kind of took a nap, to be honest with you, a little bit, but
Sounds like you did that during the race.
no, I didn't.
Oh.
on mile
Dude,
4.
the nerve of some dude that probably
What?
can't even run a half a
Dude,
mile.
I did the best thing I could for the team, and that was bow out gracefully, even though you know I wanted to participate. I knew I wasn't ready and good enough for the team, what with my cold shins and wee muscles.
Okay, fine. You're right.
I watched a little bit of it, but I'm going by that whole "is this entertaining" standard.
Yeah.
That was
when I
no.
watch things, and it was like, I saw that first, like, what was that? A fumble in the end zone. New Orleans jumps on
Oh,
it 7-0
right out of
with
the
it.
gate.
Yeah, I was like, okay, enough of this.
I don't
And then I
need
turned it
this.
on late though on the radio and was like, holy shit, they're within 7. Oops, they're within 14.
Yeah.
It
It
was a crazy game.
Dude, that was honestly like the craziest game I've ever seen. 12 batted balls for the Saints. I think the NFL record of all time is 14. But yeah, I was so angry. I was tweeting a tweet storm, or I claimed later that I was hacked, that my Twitter was hacked. So ignore all my
By
previous
a
tweets.
Lions fan.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude. I was like, if Matt Stafford gets hurt, Caldwell needs to be fired. I was calling for Caldwell's head. They're down.
Even after his extension.
Yes. Well, dude, they're down 35 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's over.
Yeah.
It's game over. Matt Stafford is got a bad ankle, a bad hamstring. He's been pounded. He's limping on the field every time. This guy's down.
Throwing interceptions,
Ha-
throwing pick sixes.
Half his offensive line is gone. They lost half the team, to injury today. And so it's like, what are you doing? Why is he still out here? This game's over. He's already injured. You're going into a bye week. You lost a fucking game. Move on. What, you want to kill him? I mean, you look at Green Bay and, you see what a franchise quarterback going down does to your team.
Aaron Rodgers out for the year.
Probably out for the year with a busted
Broken collarbone.
collarbone on his throwing shoulder.
How's he not out for the year?
Well,
that'd be remarkable.
I think they said that sometimes they can plate it and then you can come back later. But whatever. I mean, basically your season's over if you're a Green Bay fan, which sucks. And, as I'm tweeting this, or someone who hacked my Twitter was tweeting this, Stafford throws a ball and just gets crushed in the ribs. He's rolling on the ground, holding it. I'm like, oh, great. Okay, a couple broken ribs. Next play, fucking screen out to Golden Tate. And as soon as he catches it, bam, all about the ribs, he's down, rib injury. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Let's see what Jake Rudock's got. And then
they came back,
it
at
was
least
like-
within 7, yeah.
yeah, we got to that fun time where I can't. It's my favorite part of the football game.
Where you start going, then you could do an onside kick, and then you would get the ball, and then you get a touchdown, then get the ball back again.
Yeah. No, actually, my favorite part of the game is when a team goes up by, 30 points on the Lions in the third quarter, and then it's like, oh, yeah, here comes their prevent D. Now the Lions are going to show you how to put up some yards and points.
Yeah.
And so I love that's my favorite moment of the game, when the Lions can't move the ball a fucking inch for three quarters, and then all of a sudden they look like world beaters.
That's the Pat Statford moniker.
Yes. And so they made it close. There's no denying how tough that dude is. He wasn't going to take himself out of that game, and I don't regret those tweets. Obviously, I was hacked anyways, but
Pretty good hacker who hacked your account. I mean,
yeah, he did.
All things considered.
He got in there
pretty comfortable
good.
with it.
Yes, I was comfortable with some of it, but it's like, come on, man. He's a gamer. He's going to go out there with half a leg. He doesn't care. He's tough. He's an athlete. He's competitive. Someone's got to be adult there and go, you know what? No, let's pull it back. This is an unwinnable game. What do I know? They almost won the damn thing, except for some stupid fluke plays. You will probably never again see 2 pick sixes by offensive linemen picking off balls at like the 5-yard line for each team and running it in. I've never
lineman.
seen it. D lineman, yeah.
Hey, as we roar into Rocktober, Ram Power Days at Zott M59 Dodge Ram continue to blow away the competition. Due to unprecedented demand, Zott has extended the remarkable 169 lease on the new 17 Dodge Ram Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4. Yes, it's a mouthful, but a 169 lease keeps your pockets full. Folks, this is a loaded $45,000 Ram truck, and they have 175 to choose from, only from dealsinthed.com.
I had the pleasure of hanging out with Kyle Mayer this weekend.
Is that right?
Yes,
Where'd you
sir.
see young Mr. Mayer?
Right here at Roth's Radio for One Studios.
Is that right?
Yeah, he came by. I filed that extension for my taxes, and so he.
Quite an extension.
Yeah, they give you like 6 months or something. And
That
he's
sounds
like,
exactly 6 months.
yeah, he's like, hey, by the way, your extension's coming to an end. We should probably get together. And I was like, oh, fuck. He's like, I can come by this weekend. I was like, all right, perfect.
House calls.
Sounds pretty good. And so he did. He came over and hung out for a while.
Cool.
Yeah, got everything squared away. I think we're looking good, or I'm looking good. And, but yeah, he's telling me how he's got another kid on the way.
Oh, Kyle.
Oh, shit.
So
I think
sorry
he
to
had
hear
that
doing?
surgery, too.
What?
Yeah, what? Yeah. And his statement was, how did he put it?
Bag up, bag up.
Wait a minute, what? So he had the.
I fire more seed than any man need.
Oh, Lord! Lord, Jesus! Oh, Lord! Oh,
So yeah, there's going to be another mayor joining the party.
Congratulations, Kyle.
Yeah, I think due like soon too, a few weeks. So anyway, it was nice to see him, and you should use him for his tax skills. He's very, very good. Bob Weinstein,
Yeah.
Harv's
of
brother.
Harvinger.
yes. Did you see the interview he gave?
He just basically sold him down the river, right? He's like, yeah, this
Dude.
g's a predator.
What the?
His brother,
Dude.
former business partner.
It's crazy. He's the younger
He's
brother.
got to be livid though. Like if he's not into that shit and his bro just sank his company.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you just cut ties at somebody? Like, why? You have to know this is going to come out. I mean, I'll read you part of this. He gave an interview to the Hollywood Reporter, talked to him for about 45 minutes, and mercilessly spoke of his liar brother. He said he'd not spoken to in 5 years, and said despite his promises to seek help for sex addiction, he feels no shame over what he's done. Bob is saying that about Harvey.
Yeah,
Harvey feels
of
no
course
shame.
not. Of course not.
Harvey has no remorse whatsoever. I've spoken to him 2 times since the news broke, hoping to hear, "Oh my God, what have I done? I didn't hear that." I don't feel he feels anything to this day.
Yeah, he's just like, fuck it, I got to go through the motion, right?
Yeah. He stopped trusting his brother years ago when he became tired of his dishonest character, saying he divorced him because he could not take the lying. He divorced himself from his brother because he couldn't take the lying, cheating, and attitude towards everyone. He insists he was unaware of his brother's sexual predatoriness, but refused to answer if he knew about cash settlements he gave some accusers in the past. That is bullshit. I don't believe any of that
Of
statement.
course he knows, dude. He was a principal in the firm.
Yeah. And contracts were drawn up for what happens when he has to pay out. You know, like, there's no way he wouldn't. He emphatically denied his brother's claim that it was him who leaked information to the New York Times, describing the accusation as proof of Harvey's sickness. I didn't, and, you know, Harvey is suspicious of everybody. People that are liars, lying to his wife, his children, to everyone. Well, they have to turn around and say, "Who stabbed me?" It's unbelievable that even to this moment, he's more concerned with who sold him out.
That's really astounding.
Bob also admitted knowing Harvey was unfaithful to his wife, Georgina Chapman, but said he believed all his brother's extramarital encounters were consensual. I actually was quite aware that Harvey was philandering with every woman he could. I was sick and disgusted by his actions, but that's the extent of what I knew. I thought he was,
Now I got you.
I thought he was literally just going out there and cheating in a pervasive way. It wasn't like he even had a mistress. It was one after the other that I was aware of. But as far as being in a room and hearing the description in the New York Times, no way. No fucking way was I aware that that was the type of predator that he was and the way he convinced people to do things. I thought they were all consensual. He called him a bully. He said he often had to deal with employees coming to him in tears because of the way he had treated them, and they had to clean up the mess. He even encouraged some staff to quit. Like, dude,
If you want to pin it on something, pin it on that.
Bob is optimistic, though, that he'll be able to salvage the company. I will not quit and leave the business that I built, rightfully so, and leave the films and filmmakers that I was involved with. I know they're saying, shut this company down. Well, they didn't shut Fox News down. They didn't shut NBC down. My brother is the one that should pay with everything. And I mean literally, whether it's criminal or otherwise, I will be supportive of all of that. But I don't think the people of this company should pay.
We didn't mean to.
My brother has caused unconscionable suffering. As a father of 3 girls, I say this with every bone in my body. I am heartbroken from the women that he's harmed. For my entire adult life, I've fought for the films I want to see make the light of day. I have fought for my employees who have dedicated their lives to achieving the vision of the company, blah, blah, blah. I cannot fight what is indefensible. I have a brother that's indefensible and crazy. I want to get the justice that he deserves. Dude.
Wow.
Yeah. He promised to write the academy and asked for his brother to be thrown out, which was done. He
Yeah, it was.
shucked out. I mean, how could you not? I mean, the whole world's it's like standing up for Bill Cosby at this point.
Right,
you know
right,
what I mean?
right.
Like, not going to do that. That's quite a statement for your brother, isn't it?
I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. When I started reading, a few things came out over the weekend, and one was the protection that he got from sexual harassments. Now, you're a lawyer, Jay. Have you ever heard of something so silly as like, if someone charges me with sexual harassment at the office, as long as I pay him off, nothing happens to me? And you can put that in a contract for the business?
What?
Yes, dude. Yes. Harvey had a contract drawn up in 2015 in which the board could not terminate his employment over sex harassment claims if he paid off the women to silence them.
Oh, yeah.
As long as he paid out the money himself. The fine to the company was on a sliding scale: $250,000 for the first payout, $500,000 for the second, $750,000 for the third, $1 million for each
That's
additional.
hilarious. He's just like, yeah, I've got this thing, this thing. I'll take care of it. If it comes up, if it pops,
Yeah.
if it rears its ugly head, I got it.
Yep,
They're
it's
like,
on me.
okay.
I'll take care of it. Like, wouldn't the board just go, dude, what are you, out of your fucking mind? No, you cannot sexually harass women all over town and then just pay them off because you're worth $100 million. No. I'm on this board too. My name's on this contract. I'm not signing that. Would you sign that?
I would not.
If I came in and went, guys, look, there's going to be some accusations coming up in the future.
No, he probably
long as
sold
I
it like,
cover
look,
it.
I'm a real target. You know, I mean, these young girls, they target me. They know I'm a, you know, I like to have sex with young chicks, right?
Yeah.
It's all consensual,
do,
but I'm a big target.
Yeah, but you're married. I understand that.
But dude, what does that mean in Hollywood?
Yeah, I know. Good point. So anyway, TMC is the one that disclosed this, and it raises questions whether Weinstein, who was fired, could sue the company. The company has a right to fire Weinstein if he failed to notify the board of any settlements that were reached. So he at least had to tell them. Oh, by the way, I paid this bitch off. He had to tell them. If he didn't, he could be fired. But as there had not been any payouts since 2015, the clause was irrelevant. Weinstein was prepping to contest his firing. At the next board meeting, he was expected to join the meeting by telephone with one of his lawyers, Patricia Glaser, representing him in person. He would argue he had not violated his 2015 contract as there had been no new settlements.
Yeah.
that
Well,
they had not been
there's
informed
got to
of.
be a just cause provision somehow, some way, and maybe you just look at it more broadly, like, oh yeah, no, you handled the settlement parts to the extent settlements came up.
Yeah.
But we have just cause to nix your ass because there's 50 rape allegations now or whatever
Yeah,
it is. You know?
yeah. And it's just, I mean, the press alone. The bad press is
Yeah,
crippling
you put
to a
us in
company.
an awful light.
But he claims he had been denied his contractual right to arbitration and mediation before he was fired. So I don't know where that'll
Be
go.
interesting
but
to see that dude's contract. It really would.
yeah, I bet that gets leaked at some point. Don't you
Yeah,
think?
that'd be fun.
I did mention, and we'll move past Joe Weinstein. I did mention that there were more stories that came out. The Academy Awards nixed him. How could they not? But did you hear about this English actress now that came forward too with that rape allegation?
Maybe. What's her name?
Her name is Lizette Anthony.
No,
you heard that
not
name
heard of that.
before? I guess she's been in some big movies. I mean, she was in a Woody Allen movie, fitting. But she gave an interview with the Times of London. Says she was raped. He turned up at her home in the 80s. She says he turned up at 10 a.m. at her flat. So she was at his house, and he was kind of being a douche and kind of getting all rapey vibes and touchy-feely kind of thing going on.
Right.
And she's like, ugh, I'm out of here. And so she bails. She goes home. So this fucking bear of a man shows up at her house the next morning at 10 a.m. I answer the door. She's in kind of a robe. Kind of sounds sexy, hot, you know. And so he pushes me inside, rams me up against a coat rack. He was trying to kiss me and shove me inside. I pushed him away, but he was too fat and heavy. Finally, I just gave up as he ground himself against me and shoved inside me. Oh, Harbinger. I kept my eyes shut tight, held my breath, and just let him get on with it. He came on my leg like a dog and then left. It was pathetic and revolting. I remember lying in my bath crying. Just
The corners are.
dude.
What an animal, man.
Oh, that's just so. It's just so devious, so bad.
Dude, you mentioned Woody Allen. I saw a headline from him today saying, let's not make this a witch hunt.
Yes, I saw that too.
Let's start peeling the onion.
A little bit here.
Yeah. Pretty soon you're gonna some guy winks at a girl in the office and they're gonna be going to trial for it. You know,
Some guy
Let's just
marries his 13-year-old daughter and,
step
going to be criticized for it. Adopted daughter.
adopted, not real. Yeah. So anyway, they voted to immediately expel him from the academy, knowing that the vote was well in excess of the required 2/3 majority. The academy said that we do not simply separate ourselves from someone who does not merit the respect of his colleagues, but also to send a message that the error. This is hilarious note by the academy. We want to send a message that the era of willful ignorance and shameful complicity in sexual predatory behavior and workplace
Has
harassment
ended.
in our industry is over.
Sure.
Really? That is the funniest sentence I've ever heard in my life. It doesn't change. Nothing has changed. Power plus weakness plus desperation equals abuse. It's been like that forever. You have these creepy fucking dudes who run this and desperate young hot chicks and desperate to get up that ladder as fast and high as they can. These creeps are going to they're going to take advantage of that, period. What's at issue here is a deeply troubling problem that has no place in our society. The board continues to work to establish ethical standards of conduct that all Academy members will be accepted to exemplify.
You know, I agree with you. It'll never be solved, like you say, as long as there's power and as long as there's people wanting to climb the ladder. But it is nice to have this light shown on this thing, that the casting couch, which has always just been a thing in the past.
Yeah.
And it really is nice. And I hope it does get peeled back more. It'd be nice to uncover the real fucking creeps.
Well, I have a feeling that these guys are just they're gonna go into desperation mode to cover for themselves. Because you're right, dude. It's disgusting that there are these just murmurs of like, yeah, crazy child sex ring. It's like, you have a child actor who's grown up and is like, yeah, my buddy's dead because these fucking asshole old men fucked him all the time.
Talking about Corey Feldman, speaking about Corey Haim.
Corey Haim got into deep addiction and fucking head problems his whole life. And, it's easy to write a kid like that off. You go, oh, he's just a junkie. But, dude, there are so many instances and too many stories of that. And it's like these guys are screaming as much as they can without running into libel and shit like that, where they could get in serious trouble. A guy like that doesn't have the money to fight, Universal Pictures, the head of the company. Those guys have really deep pockets, mountains of attorneys. Like, you're just not going to win that. And so,
but maybe the climate is such now that you do come forward and that gets some legs.
I hope so,
dude. Have you heard this conspiracy? I heard this for the first time over the weekend. The conspiracy theory of Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell being close to helping uncover this child sex ring in Hollywood.
God. Oh,
I know. Does that sound really far-fetched and stupid?
Yes, it does.
I know Chester has abuse in his background.
Totally.
Like that kind of abuse.
Sure.
And, somebody who whose judgment I trust mentioned this to me, and I'm looking at him kind of laughing. He's like, dude, serious? No, really, look into it.
It does sound kind of dark web, like
false flag
operation. But, Chris Cornell, when I watched that Pearl Jam documentary on him that he was involved with, and his roommate, you're going back 25 years.
Yeah.
Was or 26, 27 years at the time was Andy who died overdose from Mother Love Bone, the lead singer.
Right.
And he was like brought to tears just thinking, like, he's a sensitive guy who would care. It'd be easy to talk about the death of a friend from 27 years ago without being brought to tears. But someone as sensitive as Cornell, he was.
Well,
and so it wouldn't surprise me if he was like, the thought of like, he would be concerned about children being abused or.
Well, it's not just that. It's that somebody might have taken them out because they were about to uncover.
Yeah.
In other words,
Oh, yeah.
Like Chris couldn't not live with himself. But like Chester Bennington, I watched the Southside Festival like a couple weekends ago, which is awesome. YouTube that shit if you want to see it.
Southside Festival.
Yeah.
That was at their final show or something?
It was one of their final big ones. It was, I think, June 26th, and the dude killed himself July 20th of this year. Okay. And I'm telling you, dude, he looks like a friggin' rock star on that stage.
Yeah.
He does not look withdrawn at all. He looks happy to be there.
Yeah.
He's killing it. He's in the crowd. He's loving life, it appears. And then there's video of him like days before, like 2 days before or something, like with his kids and just interacting with them.
Well, in the carpool karaoke they released.
The Chester one really
is that one out now?
Yeah,
they released that.
It came out of nowhere. It appears. I mean, obviously you can go to dark places when you mix alcohol and drugs and all that shit. But
I read some stuff and I watched some stuff. I'm trying to remember. I get so many of these confused because we had a string of deaths there in a row, where it was like what, like it seemed like anyways for a few months. And I watched one with him, and it was fucking dark. It was like this was a guy that was on both sides. Like, could be really fun, really happy, loved his fans, loved his family. It's not questioned. But then get really, really fucking deep. And his band knew it. Like, he was doing an interview, and he was with another band member, and he was kind of talking about drugs and how deep things can get. It was one of his final interviews. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
And it kind of felt like, it might have been. Who's the DJ? Is it Mike Shanola? Is that one of the guys in the band?
He's the other singer.
Guy. Yeah, it might have been him that was there. And it's kind of doing that. Yeah, kind of covering like, yeah, but we love our boy. It's kind of like that thing where you're like, oh fuck, where's he going now?
Yeah, let's lighten this up, Chester.
Yeah, let's pull out of here a little bit. But the thing that's weird though with Cornell is, remember, we got video. Marisa was at that show.
Yeah.
That final Detroit show.
He was definitely on something.
Yeah.
As toxology indicated, but he was behind a step.
He was trying to do Spoon Man, and it was just kind of dragging. And if you watched it, it was like something. So it's not like someone snuck into his hotel room and killed him.
Yeah, I'm going to
but-
dismiss that one. I'm going to dismiss that
See,
one as
I thought you
incredible.
were gonna go. You know where I thought you were going with that? Because I've now also heard the conspiracy that the Weinstein thing is out here to shield us from multiple gunners at the Vegas shootings. Like that there's more
shit.
shit going on with Vegas.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this
See where he's
Weinstein
going.
is out
It's
here.
like,
to,
no,
like,
look at the shiny object over here.
So that's where I thought. That's where I.
shiny object.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I thought you were going with
They
that. at
love
first.
doing this with Trump. They love doing this with Trump. The NFL players thing is meant to keep you off balance from looking at the
Right,
real
right.
story over here. They love doing all that stuff. Yeah, James, do you want to play a second of that? E? Do you have that
Sure.
that karaoke? I haven't seen this one.
I mean, it's like 20
This
minutes
is a
long.
great
so,
fucking
I mean,
bit, man.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
a great bit.
Genius.
I wish I would have thought of this. Fuck, such a great bit. Carpool karaoke. Yeah, just play a minute of it, and we'll.
To Ken Park there, so it's actually your band.
Like a stage name?
Yeah.
Mike, shut the
Get to this.
I'm having a moment.
Just tell me what I
I don't know what's shit.
Lincoln.
Oh, Lincoln Park posted this.
Guys, I'm the new band member.
Yeah, I don't know why this. Obviously, I don't know why
Of
this.
the song. This weren't supposed to be lyrics, but that is how Mr. Chow rolls. You mind?
Not funny. No, sorry.
Oh my God.
Did they pick up Corden?
You know what?
James
prepared
Corden?
a game
You know, I've
that
literally
I
never
think
watched
is
it. I
Perfect
just
for you
pulled it
guys.
up.
It's called Scream or Whisper Scream.
I just want to hear Chester
gonna
sing.
So like a day later, he kills himself.
It was like, really?
Yeah. It was within a day or two that he did this.
There must be way more than they show on the.
Wow, that's fucking weird,
Yeah.
man.
Well, they announced a tribute concert. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
That's
No.
later this month.
Okay.
And you got some big names. I mean, you got Korn, System of a Down, Avenged Sevenfold, Machine Gun Kelly, Blink,
I know.
all the small things. So they'll be there. But dude, after watching this whole Southside Festival, it did occur to me like these guys might have a future without Chester.
Really?
I mean, they're really good.
Yeah.
They are a really good band. And I'm not saying Chester wasn't sweet and that he wasn't unique as hell,
Yeah.
but those other guys are damn good.
you know, it's hard to pull that stuff off, though, dude.
I'm not saying,
Like,
dude, I'm not saying just mimic what you were doing as Linkin Park. I'm not saying just
Yeah.
replace Chester and have him scream and all this shit. I'm saying move forward with something.
I think you, if you had to replace one thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I
Would you
designed this.
replace Shinoda
If you
instead of-
if you had to replace that,
Yeah.
you could. Replacing,
I'm telling you, dude. I'm
You
telling. No, it's more than just that. You watch that whole band.
they're amazing.
They are.
They are. I agree with
They've
that.
got a
but,
future, Mike.
Dude, when Vince Neil left Motley Crue and they brought in who? What? It was
Dude, don't
Chester.
don't compare Motley Crue to Linkin Park.
Chester came in. No, Chester came in and did a cover of Home Sweet Home, and it was like, this sucks. It's not what it's supposed to sound like. It's not right. Chester Bennington's absolutely amazing, and this doesn't work. You know, having someone like, so I think it's just really hard to find someone to do. Dude, he's one of none.
That's
he's
what
one
I'm
of
saying,
one.
though. You don't proceed as Linkin Park was. You
I'm not
proceed-
going to see Linkin Park, and they can't do Numb because he's not there no more.
I'm saying they've got a lot of music in front of them. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Would it be okay? Would it be acceptable to go see Linkin Park, and then when you get to Numb, they just have like because they got
just
DJs
hit play.
just hit play.
Yes.
And have the screams come in, and you just
A
have a big
hologram.
banner of him.
Hologram.
Right.
Okay, I'm up for a hologram.
We've done Pac and hologram, haven't we?
We have.
Do Chester.
Sure.
Hey, got to tell you about the Hamlin Pub. They have 5 locations: Clarkson, Chesterfield, Rochester, and 2 in Shelby Township. Hamlin Pub offers a wide selection of craft beers, most of which are brewed right here in Michigan. They have great happy hour specials, and they have Jerry on October 28th. So come see us, 6 a.m. or 6 p.m.
PM. Don't come at 6 a.m.
Don't come at 6 a.m. 6 p.m. October 28th at Shelby, 22 Mile and Hayes location.
That's right.
Check out all their specials at all 5 locations. Check out HamlinPubs.com for more info.
Dude, I'll tell you, I talked to Jerry this weekend,
I heard.
and I recorded the call, and so we threw it into extra content. I made him laugh so
Members
hard.
enjoy. This is a good one.
Yeah, it's like a 10-minute call that Jerry and I had this weekend because I wanted to record something. You'll hear it in the break. part of it because I wanted him to record his own promo. Hi, it's me, Jerry. I'm coming to town. That kind of thing.
That's really astounding.
And he was so funny. He's so excited. He actually, I was like, yeah, it's crazy, man. There's one of the listeners was even like, yeah, we'll put Jerry up. He's like, I love it. Okay. He's like, he like wants to stay with a listener. He's like, because I was like, well, I think we'll put you up in a hotel the first night, and then we're still kind of up in the air. I mean, you could stay here, Jerry. He's like, oh, that sounds lovely. He said, I'm like,
dude,
prefer a home
Jerry in a thigh-high terry cloth, standing in your kitchen with tea, right?
Maybe.
You could walk,
or it could be anything,
you
right?
Walk to
that
downtown
could be
Franklin.
The picture,
yes.
Or it could be him in, leather boots and whatever, a ball gag.
Yeah.
Who knows what he does?
Who
in the morning?
knows? Is he gonna be jacking off in the room?
Dude, yes, you have to just accept that. Jerry's, but, take it as a whatever.
It's a compliment, I suppose. Yeah.
It's been a lot worse people who have jacked
Do
off
a nice
in the
walk
Yeah.
to downtown Franklin, go to the cider mill.
Dude, you think I'm not taking Jerry of the Jacks to the fucking cider mill? Damn you, of course I will. I hope Kara, who is going to house him for a night, I hope she understands what a responsibility this is and properly feeds him.
Oh, I know. Right.
It's
going to be properly watered and fed.
I hope there's like a family dinner that night. Like they need a family dinner, I think.
You do. You have to have a family dinner. He was quick to point out, I have no food allergies. I said, you're not allergic to peanuts? He goes, I am not allergic to peanuts. I said, you're not allergic to any nuts, are you? And he's lost it.
Really?
Thought it was fucking... Yeah, I was making a nuts joke. I was making a balls joke, basically. Yeah, he's excited as shit, though, to come here and meet people, and he's talked to his Jack's family about it. And you can hear the whole call if you're a member.
They must just be
did you
shaking
put it in there?
their
Is
head.
it in there?
Yeah, it's in
Yeah,
there.
okay.
They must just be shaking their heads like, wait, what? You're headed out to Detroit because people know about us? We're this underground jack-off club.
In San Francisco, 4,000 miles away, jacking off together. They thought it was a joke. I'm like, what does your Jack's family think about this? And he's like, they can't really believe it's happening. The reason they know it's real, though, is because we sent Eric out there.
Yeah.
He's like, once they met Eric, who we still talk about all the time, he's just known as the man who wouldn't take his pants off at our meeting.
He needs to be better trained.
I thought you did take your pants off at their meeting.
That's ridiculous. I got naked. I don't know if he just meant because I waited as long as possible to go in, but I went. I got naked.
Strange fellow. Strange bird. I believe he called him a strange bird.
I re-listened to that interview over the weekend. I was just laughing, man.
Well, he always comes up with some like out of left field word or something. He did that in the call to me too. He said something about loquacious or something. Oh, that would be loquacious, blah blah. And I was like, oh my god, I love this guy. Anyway, going back to James Corden really quick. He got in some shit. I guess he was speaking. Did you see him at the AmFAR?
I did.
Whatever over the weekend.
James. Oh, Jimmy.
This is such bullshit, though. I'm kind of getting sick of Rose McGowan. I gotta be honest with you. Like, can she go away now? Like, I get it. You got $100,000 from Harvey Weinstein because he was a pig. I don't know what.
She needs to be careful because everybody's sort of looking at her like, okay, you're off the rails now. Now, are you losing credibility? Like, should I believe anything you say?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. You know what I mean?
It seems like I can't read a story from someone like trying. I mean, this is a delicate thing, especially for the egos in Hollywood that you're talking about. This is a delicate walk because all of these people know, the fact is Ben Affleck has probably been in 4 ways with half of Hollywood. And so it's like, careful, Ben. Don't forget, fuckface. We used to bring hookers up to our room every Thursday and have run trains on them. So before you go blasting off about what a pig I am. So
everyone's treading very carefully.
Yes.
Those in glass houses don't throw stones, right, E?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
And so these guys are doing their best to like put out these tweets like, terrible news. I feel so bad for all the women. More should have been done. And then it's like within seconds, Rose McGowan is just like, ha ha! You did know, you fucking loser, you piece of shit. Tell the truth. And she's doing this to everybody in Hollywood that comments on it. It's like, all right, Rose, we get it. So anyway, James Corden, apparently, we're not, like, Harvey Weinstein is meant to be joked about. He's a fat fucking gross guy who took advantage of his position in Hollywood. It has everything. It's got sex, it's got money, it's got Hollywood and glamour and film. Like, dude, that's meant to be joked about. And so James Corden kind of goes light here, I think.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, for...
Give him a massage. Right here in LA, it's so beautiful. Harvey Weinstein has already asked tonight up to his hotel to give him a massage.
Oh, the groans in the room.
I don't know whether that groan
too
was
soon.
that you like that joke or you don't like that joke. If you don't like that joke, you should probably leave now.
Just warning
It's
ya.
been weird this week, though, hasn't it? Watching Harvey Weinstein in hot water. Ask any of the women who watched him take a bath. It's weird watching Harvey Weinstein in hot water.
Not bad.
Harvey Weinstein wanted to come tonight,
Wordplay, you
but
like that.
he'll settle for whatever potted plant is closest.
What does that person say at the end? Did you hear that?
I can't wait till that dude's exposed for having a fake accent. Doesn't that look like a fake accent?
I think he's British.
It doesn't fit him.
Yeah.
Looks like he's throwing that accent.
You think?
Yeah.
You're going to call him out
I'm
for a fake?
I'm calling him right now, today, October 15th, 2017. Dude
All right.
has a fake accent.
He just did like 10 shows in his home
okay,
country.
It doesn't matter.
Like went to like Buckingham
He's
Palace.
committed. Buckingham.
Buckingham Palace. Dude, those jokes were not that bad. Rose McGowan immediately goes, "You motherfucking piglet!" Fat shamed him, called him a piglet on Twitter. All caps. "You motherfucking piglet!"
Don't bring Piglet into this.
I know. 1. James Corden is a close friend of Harvey Weinstein's. 2. Hearing the audience's vile roars and laughs show exactly what kind of Hollywood you really are. 3. CBS donate to ELAWC or you too support rape culture. So now we're going to be forced to it's the East Los Angeles Women's Center, which provides crisis intervention to women in LA impacted by sexual and domestic violence.
They're happy to benefit from Rose McGowan's blackmail, I'm sure.
Yeah. Did that seem off limits by James Corden that you need to...
No, I can see why people would think it's tasteless, but freak out and, you fucking pig. I don't know.
Dude, he assaulted a woman.
Jokes are tasteless, right? I mean,
that's the point.
Right, that's part of what jokes are. So
Jokes are risque. They're meant
yeah,
to push the limit.
Right.
And the fact is, Jay, he assaulted a girl in her room and then held her there while he jacked off, and then he didn't know where to come, and so he jacked off and came in a potted plant.
Yeah.
Which was the joke there. He wanted to come tonight, but he'll settle for any potted plant he finds.
Potted plant.
What an animal, dude. He's like, oh, fuck. Yeah, that'll do. Just dribble into a potted plant. That poor potted plant.
Zero shame. Zero shame.
Shameless. Should we take a quick break?
Yes, please.
Listen for the Jerry promo.
Oh.
I'll tell you about sex addiction, too, when we come back. Some doctors that think that's not a real thing.
I was about to say.
It's just weird.
What's the going opinion on this?
It
seems like a big excuse, turning yourself into a victim to me, but...
Wow, you should have been a doctor. You would have been a good doctor. All right, we'll be back after this.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hello, and welcome to the information line for the San Francisco Jacks, where you too may see the thing itself.
If you're going to San Francisco.
Not so fast. Hi, Detroit. It's me, Jerry, the voice of the San Francisco Jacks. And I'm not going to San Francisco. In fact, I'm leaving San Francisco and making my first trip ever to Detroit.
Welcome to motherfucking Detroit, goddammit, Wonder Boy.
You may have heard my voice over the last 20 years, but now you can come out and meet me in person. Thanks to my friends Mike, Jay, and Big E from the Detroit Cast, I'll be in town. I hope you'll all come out to the... Hello, and welcome to the information line for the San Francisco Jacks, where you too may see the thing itself.
If you're going to San Francisco.
Not so fast. Hi, Detroit. It's me, Jerry, the voice of the San Francisco Jacks. And I'm not going to San Francisco. In fact, I'm leaving San Francisco and making my first trip ever to Detroit.
Welcome to motherfucking Detroit, goddammit, Wonder Boy.
You may have heard my voice over the last 20 years, but now you can come out and meet me in person. Thanks to my friends Mike, Jay, and Big E from the Detroit Cast, I'll be in town. I hope you'll all come out to the Hamlin Pub at 22 Mile and Hayes Road in Shelby Township, starting 6 p.m. on Saturday, October 28th. Mark your calendars. Plan to come out and hang out with the entire Detroit Cast crew and me, Jerry, the voice of the San Francisco Jacks. Once again, that's Saturday, October 28th, starting at 6 p.m. at the Hamlin Pub on 22 Mile and Hayes in Shelby Township. Come one, come all. We'll take pictures, drink beers, and have a blast. That's my promise. Woof woof.
Detroit City, I said welcome to Detroit City.
J.O. play only. No cocksucking, no butthole play.
Everywhere we roll, let's go around, and they all know tricky. That's what's good, man. They all
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com. Mike and Jay. And I'm going to wrap things up here and get a good, fitful night of rest.
Yeah,
Big
Isis and I
early
need
start
to
tomorrow.
catch up on our sleep. We had to get up early, as mentioned, to be at said race. Yeah, we're getting up early to head on down to Kowalski.
Yeah.
See some quality meats being born.
Whose idea was this? I think this was your idea,
Was,
Jay.
I-
Yeah,
I like the idea of the plant tour.
You like plant tours. We're doing it with Lindell.
His dad did it to him. Now he's doing it to us.
Was your dad a big plant guy?
No, just like I was kind of playing off the
It's
Greenfield,
the Greenfield
Village.
Village thing in me.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. I'm a little worried. I don't know, man. I like the food so much. I don't know if I want to see it made.
We're not going to be
That's
seeing
literally the saying.
pigs being slaughtered, okay?
Yeah.
I don't think.
That'd be a hell of a
We're not at a
tour.
slaughterhouse. We're
No.
at a sausage factory, I believe.
Yeah.
But that's the saying. You don't want to see the sausages, man. It's not even a.
Yeah, that
it's
is a
exactly
saying.
the saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
I was thinking I'd make some sausages tonight just in case. Because I've got a
Could be
couple
your last,
packages of
yeah.
Kowalski sausages upstairs. And I know they're delicious. At this point, I have no reason to not enjoy them.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited to go down there and
It'll be interesting.
head into
Hopefully we can
Hamtramck.
fill some natural casings, gentlemen. Huh?
Oh, all right. E, you want to fill some natural casings?
Sure. I like sausages, though. That's the problem. I like them a lot. I don't want it to take them.
You're going to like them after the tour tomorrow. You're going to see how quality meats are made.
Dude,
right.
and I'm not trying to be a shill here, by the way, but Mike offered me something last week of a Kowalski brand that I had, and it was amazing.
What was it? Hunter sausage?
Potato salad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So good, dude.
Jack's potato salad. I know.
Yeah, what did Michael say? That's like one of the top selling items at Kroger or something. It's, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like,
Huge
why?
seller.
Didn't we ask him why it was called Jack's? And
Yeah, it originally came out of Farmer Jack's, I think.
yeah.
That
It's
is
protected,
delicious.
but it is good. I seek it out when I go there now. Shit, what was I going to say? The sex addiction myth.
Sure.
Yeah,
I don't know what to think of this one.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, I do.
Well, just hold on, dude. I mean, you generally believe in other addictions, right? Right? I mean, drug, alcohol, you would
Look.
say absolutely it exists.
I'm on the fence with a lot of this. I am. It's hard for me to just because I believe in personal responsibility,
Yeah.
and so
See,
it's
that's what I
hard
struggle with. I know a lot of people out there have struggled with this, family members, so I don't mean to discount it. I just struggle with it. When I mentioned this the other day, you know, when you see people, oh yeah, the guy doing lines, you know, doing lines of coke off a hooker's ass. I think I said
Tits
cooker
usually.
last time.
Yeah.
But
It's usually off the tits, so not the ass.
tits, whatever. And then it's like, oh, you just fall back on this. Well, I just, you know, I'm succumbed to my
sick.
addiction. I'm sick.
I'm sick.
But boy, what a fun fucking addiction that was for 18 years.
Yeah.
So I struggle with it.
Like I said to you last week when we talked about this, like, okay, taking the 2 hours that you're with the hooker and your buddies and you're drunk and you're doing, like, that's fine. It's the other 20 hours around that guy's life that you don't see that is the real problem, which is what this is covering up and masking.
Yeah.
It's a way of avoiding, you know what I mean? So it's, and I get it, dude. It's kind of like the whole LGBTQ, like, I'm all for it. Lesbian, gay, whatever, get married, do your thing. When you start trying to go like, no, I'm a chick today. Yep, I'm a chick today. And it's like, oh, all right. Well, that's really hard for me to get my head around. And then when you try to push like, well, you can be any gender you want any day. It's like, okay, no, go fuck yourself. No, I'm not doing this. If someone's born gay, whatever. To each their own, and I don't know what it's like to walk in those shoes, and I'm certainly not going to judge them. But when you start getting into this fucking weirdo shit, and that's kind of what I think with like,
Isn't weirdo relative? Isn't that the point, right?
Sort of, but
addiction
no, dude.
is addiction relative.
Okay,
I don't know.
fuck, the bathroom line is long. I'm a chick, guys. Fuck this, man. And we're all supposed to just play along. Like, well, who are you?
To me, the thing
How
is-
do you know they're not? Okay.
When it becomes the weirdo thing, like to me, like I have no problem, like the idea of homosexuality, and like, oh, I'm attracted to guys. Just since I've been born, I'm
it.
attracted to guys. But
Guess I'm attracted to a dude.
But when you get to this point, like Mike says, where it's like there is science. Like we do have biological things. Like you have a penis and you have a vagina, and it's like then it's where to me where it's like, well, I know I have a penis, but I'm not a man. Or that's when it's like,
And I know
okay,
what we're
there's
saying is
biology.
offensive to a lot of people right now. I know
I'm
there's
sure
plenty of
that it
people that
is.
listen to us, and they usually seek us out when we do an event.
Well, and it's the
And
right.
it's tough. I understand it. I
Yeah, you
get
get
it.
cornered. It's the whole thing, like you say, if somebody came to you or came to a doctor and said, hey, I really find that I'm a paraplegic, so I need you to go ahead and remove these limbs,
Legs,
if you would.
yeah.
Just go ahead and remove them. I'm going to be a hand cyclist from now on, a pro period hand cyclist, and
Sure.
I'd like you to just remove those because I'm paraplegic and don't need my legs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They'd go, dude, you need therapy right here. Here's
Yeah.
your prescription. We're sending you down the
You
hall.
were,
and-
were you in the
Mental
army?
hospital.
Did you have an
Yeah.
issue? Is there a reason you think you don't have your legs? Like,
Well, this doctor, I found it interesting, and I don't agree with everything, but he believes it's Dr. Max, Dr. Max Pemberton, and he said there's still considerable stigma and about mental health conditions. They receive less funding and recognition than other areas of medicine. Things are changing, but there is a sinister element to this newfound sympathy. People now invoke mental illness as an excuse for bad behavior. Consider Harvey Weinstein. No sooner had the news broke that he was claiming to be addicted to sex and checking into an exclusive clinic. This is a well-worn PR-managed response by the rich and famous. Caught in a compromising position, pants around the ankles, quick, get into rehab.
How offensive is that? He turns the table and says, I'm the victim.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. I know. Like, the drugs and alcohol one, it's unless you're out on the road killing people or whatever. I mean, yes,
For the most part, you're battering your own life to pieces.
You're
But
battering
here,
yourself.
He has assaulted people, allegedly.
Dozens. And I guarantee
dozens of victims. And now he's turning the tables going, I just,
what are you going to
poor
do, guys?
Me, poor me.
Sickness, what with my sickness, my sex addiction. So, yeah, he, because, and he says, so no one will dare criticize you because you're unwell. It's not your fault. In fact, you're actually the victim here because you have a cruel illness. Poor you. In reality, these rehab clinics are often little more than five-star hotels with therapists who will nod sympathetically at talking to you. Let's be clear here. Being a crass, offensive, misogynistic leech is not a medical condition. Sexually assaulting women is not a mental illness. Sex addiction is not a medical diagnosis. It is not a clinical condition recognized in either of the main diagnostic manuals used by psychiatrists. It is a made-up condition invented to absolve the lecherous and the unfaithful from responsibility. It has been used to explain away the behaviors of selfish, wealthy, powerful men who don't see why they should play by the same rules as the rest of us. Because once something has a label, any criticism is deemed heartless and uncaring. In fact, the entire idea of addiction as a disease is highly contentious within medicine. It was argued that although the use of substances was voluntary to start with, in some individuals it flicked a switch in the brain that meant they could no longer stop. But a recent review published in the highly respected medical journal, The Lancet Psychiatry, concluded the research does not support this simplified view. I've spent many years working in the charitable sector and privately with people who use drugs and alcohol. What always strikes me is how, regardless of wealth or privilege, addiction typically comes down to poor coping strategies for emotional pain and psychological distress. Rather than being a switch that is flicked on in their brains, it is that they're using sex or alcohol or whatever it is as a crutch.
I think that's what infuriates most people is the victimhood of the person. You go,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, no, you trashed how many lives, and now you're the victim.
Yeah. I know, and that's why I say I struggle, because I can totally see both sides. I can see, but like I said, the sex addiction, the eating addiction, it's willpower, a lot of that.
Yes.
And the sex addiction especially. Now, is there a difference? Are there, we've seen specials where, I've seen them anyways. There was one on My Son's a Sex Addict, or, I'm a Porn Addict, and you got some kid that literally sits in his room and just fucking jacks his dick raw 23 hours a day. And it's like, is there something going on there that is, like, he's lost jobs, family, everything, and it's just like he can't stop just jacking his dick all day?
Jesus, you're the closest to this kid. Explain. Explain what's going on in that kid's mind.
Dude, I've seen.
You ever had a day where you can't leave your room? Can't leave the basement?
No, I have been.
The
I've been
dick
late
is too
to
enticing.
things. I've been late to.
You ever been fired from a job? Or
No.
been disciplined at a job?
Oh, wow.
You've been late?
You have been disciplined. You've been fired.
That's a little different. That was a game plan being played.
Yeah, you pulled your dick out in front of your boss.
That is not the same thing. That is not the same thing.
Tomato-y.
I have had a few times where it's like, shit, I should leave in 10 minutes. I'm like, I kind of want to masturbate right now.
Has it ever caused a problem with family relationships?
No.
Hi, Mrs. Fady, by the way.
Yeah.
No, it has not.
Are you very quiet? Are you noisy when you come?
noisy. I don't moan and shit. If that, dude,
Give us the cum face real quick.
Like how do you, when you bring yourself to that moment?
What do those beady eyes do? Those soulless eyes.
They probably squint.
Yeah.
Don't they?
I do not have a face. I'm not.
Unlike
Everyone
him,
has a
his
face.
giant head or his
Same as your
beating
freaking
lies.
getting off face. I mean, I don't know.
I haven't
Whatever.
even shown you my face. Do you
Well,
have an
I'm
O
not
face?
showing-
Do
I
you
don't
have an O
a
face?
I don't know what my face looks like. No, I mean I have been, but I have a few different times. There's been a few times where I have been like, I really need to leave in 10 minutes. I'm like, fuck, I kind of want to masturbate though. And like then the minute I'm done, I'm just like, oh, what a fucking asshole, what an idiot.
Yeah, now I'm gonna be
But-
late.
But you know what though? I mean, that's happened to me with my wife. Where
Right.
you're just like, get
Yeah,
one,
that's different, and it's worth
get
it.
one in the closet right now.
It's the
7 to 9
same for
minutes.
me. It's what I have,
Yep.
Mike. So that's bullshit to say it's worth it. It's what I have right now. No, but I have seen the show
No,
that
trying to coordinate multiple human schedules to make that moment happen is not the same thing as a guy jacking off. in
No,
his
but my
bedroom.
point is, I've been late to things because I'm trying to squeeze 7 to 9
I
minutes
know.
into the.
He was trying to say his jacking off was the same as you getting in the closet, and I'm
I
going,
wasn't saying
no.
that. I actually
Jay
didn't
has to coordinate two lives to make that moment happen. Where you can just go jack off in the
actually
closet.
never
Equivalent
said it
to
was
the
the
extent
same.
he's saying it's making him late. It's made me late too.
Yeah.
Yes, my sex drive has made me late.
But,
So is E's.
And will again.
But
at some
I've
point.
seen the show like
7
I've
to 9 minutes late.
I've seen the show that maybe you're talking about, or one that I've seen where it was like MTV True Life. I'm addicted to
Yeah, it
porn.
might have been that.
I was addicted to porn, and like this kid literally, like Mike says, like it's like he needs a job. He has no job, and he's like on his way to a job interview, and he like stops by the porn shop, and he ends up spending like 3 hours there. Like, dude,
Yeah,
I
he's in the
masturbate
parking
a
lot,
lot.
like jacking off before he goes into the interview or something.
Right,
It was,
right.
like, weird.
So it's like I do masturbate a lot, but it's, for one, a lot of it's just because I don't have a girl to have sex with. But two, like not to the extent, like, dude, I watch it and it's like 5 to 7 minutes, dude, and I'm done. The idea that I'd be sitting there for an hour, that's just like, oh yeah,
That's some
what's
weird
this
shit.
scene?
So my point being, when you talk about a kid like that versus Harvey Weinstein, like, and you go sex addiction, they need therapy.
Yeah, no,
like
Harvey's just a fucking pig.
Harvey's just a fucking pig.
Opportunistic pig.
Yes, taking advantage of weaker people
Allegedly.
who believe that he can help their careers, and he's dangling that carrot above them, going, "It's going to be gross, but suck my dick, and I'll give you a part in this movie." And these people are desperate for an opportunity, and they do it. And so that is an opportunistic, misogynistic piece of shit. Whereas the kid that can't like for him, I go, at least feel a little more sorry for him. He's pathetic.
That dude's just stuck in a rut, man. he just needs other shit to do,
Yeah.
He's just bored.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt though if there was something in the brain misfiring, a wire. Because dude, once you jack off and you come, it's like, oh, all right, I'm good for a day.
No, you just read, studies by doctors. I'm sure there's doctors on the other side. Oh, are you kidding? Absolutely,
there are.
as an addiction, there's a chemical imbalance in the brain, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, and we know that because we know when you light up the brain with drug X, it does this. It highlights this part of the brain, which makes decision making go off the rails and blah blah blah. And
the human brain is very complicated.
it is. It's quite a
the medulla oblongata, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Zot Ford is conducting its amazing Key for Key event. Exchange your current vehicle for a brand new Ford without spending a dime out of your pocket. Zot Ford will assist you in terminating the remainder of your loan or your lease, no matter what you owe. This is a straight Key for Key exchange. Give Zot the keys to your vehicle. They'll give you the keys to a brand new Ford. Plus, Zot Ford will make your first payment. Please hurry. This is a limited time event.
Hey, I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm not going to say who, but I think we have a really exciting guest coming in at the end of this week.
I heard that.
Yeah, it looks. I want. There's one more thing I want to finalize. I mean, we've gotten the finalization from said guest coming in studio, and you guys will be excited to hear from this gentleman. And I'm really excited about that. But I got one more thing, and then so give me a day or two, and we'll announce who that is.
That's fair.
And yeah, I'm really hoping, dude. Lastly, and then we'll get to some email. Okay. Friday the 13th, we had a big Mega Millions drawing.
Oh, is that right?
There were 2 winners. Not so unlucky on this Friday the 13th. One of them was in Rhode Island. Okay, it was a $43 million jackpot. The other was in Waterford.
No shit.
Yes.
Come on, listener.
Dude, what are the
Come
odds?
on, listener.
I mean, just one, dude.
I mean, we talked about this. We told the
This is
listeners
the
what
dream.
has to happen, right?
Yeah.
Just support us.
Yeah.
You got how many millions?
Well, that's the thing. This cocksucker in Rhode Island took half. So $43 million.
Okay.
So
What are we asking for from our listener in Waterford?
Well, I think last time we talked about it, it was like, oh yeah, you win 500 million, we get 10. You got 10, I got 10, and E got like $1,000 or something.
Yeah.
Enough to keep us afloat for a while. So this individual now in Waterford, Michigan, it looks like is getting 21.5 million. We'll take taxes, so take half that. So I guess they're only getting. No, they'll get more than half. But say they get 15 mil.
They won't get 15 mil.
You don't think so on 21.5?
Say half.
See, this fucker in Rhode Island really screwed us, dude.
I don't know
Bigly.
obviously I don't know the laws and all this bullshit, but to me, taxes on the lottery is
He's objecting to
bullshit, dude.
taxes.
It's paying for your schools, and they're doing a great job with the schools, aren't they?
The studies show that's not the case. For one, by the way, that the
What
studies
a racket, by the way. If you
He's
tell
gonna
me that
lodge a grievance.
you
here
don't
in a
work,
second.
dude, the fact that the government, it is a lottery system. You just pay this, pay your dollar. Say you just did $1, and the government just steps in and takes half of that is bullshit to me.
Oh, E,
Yeah, they're
there's
running the lottery, though.
Many
E.
taxes we could focus on. and call
I know,
bullshit.
but that one is just to me because it's like the idea that like you didn't, I don't know, you're just some guy.
Dude,
picking
it's your
people-
income, man.
Okay.
Well, I hope. I mean, Waterford. Do we have listeners in Waterford?
Yes.
Pretty sure we do, Mike.
We do,
Yeah.
like one or two. Do you know any of them?
I actually know somebody that does live in Waterford and that does listen.
Fuck. Do you know if they go to 7-Eleven on Airport Road?
Definitely could be. I mean,
All right. Well, do you
when
know
they
if
bought that
do you know
ticket,
if
I
they
was
play
just by that 7-Eleven the other day? God
this
damn it.
this listener that you know? E, do you happen to know if they play the numbers 2,
I don't-
7,
I don't
18, 26, and 31?
I don't know.
With a mega ball of 12.
I don't know that.
Think about how insane that is. Like, E almost drove by there the other day.
I did drive by there.
Okay, you drove by there. If only he would have played those numbers.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
This is just insane, man.
It's
you probably
crazy
did-
too when you get the mega ball. It's like, oh, I hit all the numbers. Oh, but the mega ball, you didn't get the right. It's
Yeah.
like, oh,
You look at your ticket. If you get 2 numbers, you're fucking jumping for joy, you know?
yeah. Well, I would tell you, I would have gotten. I'll be honest with you. I would have gotten one number. I would have gotten 31. Any of
Gets
those
you
your
nowhere.
numbers?
Read them again, please.
2,
This is
7,
compelling radio.
2, 7, 18. Fuck you.
Well, they say-
26, 31, 12.
They might be my numbers because I do Easy Pick.
I was gonna say
okay.
Yeah.
they say it's better to play easy pick anyway. So
Yeah. I usually do 19, Iserman. 31, my football number. 16, soccer number.
Back up, back up.
42,
You
Ronnie
play
Lott's
your
number.
your football number.
Yeah, it was my jersey number when I played
Oh,
football.
my God.
I had a couple seasons.
Bag up.
Number
you
32
mean
was
Nancy?
taken.
Was that when you were Nancy?
Yeah. Was it you, Nancy? How about you, Sally? Was it you, Christine? Smacking us with whistles. And then I did the end around and he fucking clotheslined me from the sideline. Totally illegal play. Guy's like 6'2". I'm like 4'2".
Plus your
Clotheslines
short
me on a
muscles,
fucking
obviously.
double reverse. Gone down the sideline. Woo!
Your coach?
My coach.
Just to teach you a lesson?
Yeah, just because don't ever think you got a free fucking path. I don't know. He's an asshole. Total asshole. So yeah, 31. That's why I win.
The Hamlin Pub supports the Detroit Castle. Let's make it a point to support them with locations in Rochester Hills, Clarkston, Chesterfield, and 2 in Shelby Township. You know there's one near you. Hamlin Pubs have great food, ice-cold drinks, tons of craft beers, TVs, games, and great entertainment. Come on by or book your reservation today at hamlinpubs.com.
How we doing for email, Jay?
We do have some email. Before we get to
Oh,
that,
for the
I'm
love
still working through some summer post.
All right.
Still working through. Look at this beautiful lighthouse.
Wow.
Lighthouses
Yeah.
are so damn cool. Hey, gents, on my way for a vacation to the great white racist north with the family. I'm a few episodes behind. When the kids crashed in the car, I threw on some TDC for the wife to listen to. Also, she was laughing along with a few oh my gods. She's a work in progress. She later said, now I see why you are addicted to that show.
Why? I don't see why.
Did you know that Michigan has more
Think she
lighthouses
loves
than any other state? We knew that, right?
Has more what?
Lighthouses.
I thought you
isn't
said outhouses. I was like, really? How would you even track that?
Dude, if you think about it, I mean, we have the Great Lakes, and
Has the
they're
most
huge,
coastline,
dude.
right?
Makes
They're
sense.
freaking-
It does. Got to protect those,
Maybe the
those
Ozark?
coastal waters.
especially Superior.
The Ozark does have a lot of coast, yeah.
Yeah, but they don't have a lot of international ships coming in. And
They don't. Steve writes in. This is Steve, my marathon friend.
you have marathon friends?
To Mike J. and Sire Edoff. That's no Sedges, buddy. Sire Edoff. Think about it. Sire Edoff. Specifically to Jay.
Oh, Fady.
Yep. After just finishing up the marathon and questioning my life choices, I hear over the loudspeaker, and coming down the home stretch, Team Dirtface.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Wait, where did he hear it?
He heard it as he just finished the marathon.
Oh, okay.
He heard me coming. A mental picture of Hazel Abel in the trunk of her 2001 Dodge Neon came to mind. Shit. They say, don't meet your idols, but I figured this was my chance to shake the king's hand and say thank you. I've truly been listening from day one, not fake news. Kickstarter supporter, never emailed in, never made it to one of your events. Just wanted to say it was nice to meet you in person. We were both winded, so I didn't want to keep or bother you. Just wanted to say thanks. Having the Detroit cast in my headphones helped the 26.2 not seem so miserable. Steve.
Does he have his full name there? Let's cross-reference him with our board here and see if he actually donated to Kickstarter.
Oh, interesting. No, I'm not going to give it to you.
No. I mean, we do it. I'll just hand it to E and have him check. Just cross-reference E. Make sure he's not full of shit.
He didn't seem foolish. He seemed like a nice guy.
He'll have one more chance to prove himself if he's not on there, because I know there are a couple names that donated that are not officially on the board, so we can't absolutely call him a liar right now today.
Okay.
But we can get close.
Okay. Tom writes in, is Big E actually a genius? That's the subject line.
No.
Ooh, I want to read further.
No.
Jay, something has been bothering me that I have to get off my chest. Usually we use a period to abbreviate words. Is that fair? Usually?
Yes.
He is on here, by the way.
He's on there.
He is.
All
You
right.
found him?
Steve, my
You
man.
sure? All right.
Yeah.
Longtime supporter.
Hope I didn't
And congratulations on your run, sir.
slander him.
Hell yeah, by the way. Good job.
yeah.
20, whole marathon. Good for you.
Pro is the abbreviation of professional, Tom points out. Is it possible that Big E is correctly using the English language for pro period runner and everybody else is wrong?
No.
If that is possible, what else are we all wrong on that he's doing? How do we know that put is supposed to be pronounced with a P? Tom. No, dude. Pro is actually a word. It means professional. Look it up.
Yeah, but is pro just the shorthand for professional?
No,
like you say?
pro is actually a word
Okay.
itself.
Plus, the fact is, E did pro period runner with no spaces.
Yeah, good point.
It was just pro period runner as one giant word. Where's the card? E? Where's your pro period runner?
Don't lose that
I'm almost
card.
positive, dude.
Yeah, I think you're right.
There wasn't a space, which is amazing. I've never seen a period in the middle of a word before.
No, it was bizarre. I mean, your eye just went like right to it, right to the period. Edmundo writes in, hello, my name is Edmundo. I played high school football, and am a douche. Following in the tradition of a few guys the year before, I decided I'd go to the KISS level of face paint for our game near All Hallows Eve. Doing no research on the subject, I grabbed whatever dollar store face paint we had laying around from the previous Halloween. Minutes into the game, I realized this was a horrible idea. As I began to sweat, black, white, and red face paint went streaming down my face and onto my jersey. All this time, it is stinging my eyes, and it made my contacts fall out. So what was intended to look cool and intimidate my opponent instead looked like a near-blind crying chick with too much eyeliner and lipstick running down my face. I do take issue with Mike's statement that linemen do not have muscle definition, so they should not wear the bicep bands. I did not wear these, but I can safely say that as a lineman, I still had the best muscle definition on the team. I don't think that it's uncommon for high school football players. I do, frankly.
I do, too. Look, there's an occasional Ziggy Ansah on a team that is a defensive lineman.
end. Are you kidding me? Of
and they can be
course.
shredded, but I'm talking about the fucking
high school, the stereotypical just big dude in high school.
Yeah.
Who's just like, duh.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just like a
oafing it.
rock. He's
Yeah.
just a mountain of a guy.
Mountain of a man.
Yeah.
I will follow up with another email on an idea I'm working on to help Big E with his event and to get a group of guys to join Jerry. The development title I'm going with is Beat Off Homelessness in Detroit. I am thinking of
Like
a
it.
per-baiter pledge to Big E, but I have to work out the details and how to keep some separation and plausible deniability for the charity. That'll be the tricky part.
that.
I mean, how do you jack people off and take their money and then give it to the homeless shelter?
Well, I think you jack yourselves off. I don't.
It sounded, yeah, right. No, good point. Yeah,
I mean,
that'd just be a flat-out hand job.
Yeah, and I
it's
don't
not-
even. Is that legal to exchange money for hand jobs?
Technically, no.
For charity, though?
Boy, I don't know, Mike.
It's a
That's
tough
good
one.
question.
I'd like to
And they
fight
have
that
those
in court.
poker halls that give to charity.
Yeah. I'd like to fight that in court.
I smell a loophole.
Yeah.
Do you have the card?
I do, and I was wrong. I think he does have a space there, but there's the pro
Oh, it's
period
a
runner.
space for sure, but it leaps off the page.
Yeah, it does.
Eric Fady, pro period runner. It has his address and his number, and then a little graphic.
Yeah.
What is that, clip art
Yes,
of a
yeah,
runner
just-
coming at you?
right.
Is that like your parents' home number, or is that your number?
Yeah,
what
was
number
that-
is
That
this?
was the home number. It's not. Actually, that number doesn't work anymore.
That
but
address isn't real, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
yes.
You live on
Yes. Don't say that. I mean, they can find it anyway, but still.
That's where the manor is?
manor is?
Yeah.
God, I pictured
what
like Rolling Hills Drive.
Yeah, estates.
Kensington Lane. Right?
Yes.
I didn't picture that.
Maynard Way.
I didn't picture ugh,
Yeah. Drive. What? What? I think the manor deserves a better street name. I got to be honest with you.
This drive or road, whatever.
Steve writes in concerning. Or, I'm sorry.
Oh wait,
I already
well,
read that.
real quick, you mentioned the charity. I would like to bring up again that you can go to the events page on DetroitCast.com.
What you doing, E?
Doing the dancing, Detroit Dancing with the Stars, raising money and awareness for homeless people.
Fuck
up to
Barb
about
Bloink.
up to almost 1,700, I think.
Sweet.
So
And we have a fun video tomorrow to show people,
Yes, we
right?
do.
Nice.
Yes, we
you
do.
had you had what? Is it fair to say a recital?
my dancer, when I told my partner that I was telling people it was a recital, she was kind of appalled. Like
Really?
she's like, "It's a showcase," or
Oh.
But I was definitely
call it whatever you want.
It
I
was
mean,
fun.
it's basically a recital.
It was a recital,
Yeah.
essentially.
You had a dance recital
Yeah.
over the weekend.
It
How'd
was
you
fun.
do?
All right, not too bad.
Yeah. Do you know the name of your dance yet? Are you doing the Paso Doble?
Hustle is part of it for sure.
You're doing a hustle. Okay.
At some point, you pull her through your legs, though, right?
There are two moves that are actually pretty decent.
Pretty intense.
Like, yes, I am going to pull her from underneath my legs at one point, and at one point, I'm also going to what's called a death drop. I am going to actually just like
this does
she's
not
going to
sound
spin
good.
around, and I have to catch her hands, and she's going to
does
drop.
she know you?
Oh wow.
God,
I
she
know.
knows you, and she's letting you do this.
How close to your body is she? Is her
There's
body?
some moments that are a little sultry.
Have you gotten
Really?
a boner?
Yeah.
I know, but
E.
no, but
Has there been
But
any
what?
any sort of swelling in? Has there been any extra blood flow to that region at all?
I mean,
Slightly
yeah,
lifted off
of
the
You're going
course,
to cause
of
us to put
course.
a ring around your dick and test this
Of
thing.
course, I mean,
Tape
on
it down
some
at
level
least.
there has. I mean, there's
So there
kind of
is
some
movement
grinding
down there.
moments kind of in the dance
Yeah.
a little bit. She kind of grinds up me as she's,
She's a
coming
black
up,
chick, and
wiggling
you're
up.
into black chicks.
Yeah.
I know. I told her I did tell her that
Just
they-
a wisp
you guys
of a
would wanna-
woman.
Yeah.
that we could that you guys maybe might want to talk to her. So she was up for that. So
Okay, good.
Oh, and we're going to call Bloink. Sit tight,
Fucking A.
Bloink.
Yeah. Keep thinking you're getting a free pass, Bloink. Think again, Bloink.
Nate writes in.
Fucking nemesis.
Concerning unfortunate Detroit cast audio. This is unfortunate. Mrs. Garrett, Natalie, and cousin Jerry. Near the end of poem.
That's a shitty fuck. That was a really mean,
Yeah.
like title.
Moniker.
What was your moniker?
I'm Mrs. Garrett, you're Natalie, and he's cousin Jerry. Near the end of
That's horrible.
Near the end of poem 915, Mike did a rundown of current and former Justice League and Super Friends members. When he got to Apache Chief, he made the regrettable decision to mimic the stereotypical Native American sound. I think it was.
Yeah, I did that in Mino.
Yeah, right.
Something. There was a lot of me's in there.
Unfortunately for Mike, despite his constant throat clearing, his never-ending cold had rendered him a bit phlegmy. He spelled phlegmy right, which is sweet.
Really? How do you spell phlegm? I don't even know how to spell phlegm.
FLMEEY.
Oh no, it's P. It's a PH, isn't it?
Nicey. It's a PH. This led to his Native American impression instead sounding more like his favorite type of porn. I could almost picture the mascara running down his face. For future reference, this audio can be isolated at around the 81-minute mark of
No,
9:15
fuck
if anybody
you.
wants to
No,
check
they
it
don't
out.
want to check that out.
Love the show, guys. Nate.
Dude, I'm done talking Super Friends, comics. Every fucking time we do it, we
It's a
piss
touchy
off.
subject.
Dude, like those people are just so anally, like, sorry, excuse me for trying to enjoy a little bit of our childhood. Relive, sorry I didn't factually get everything right. It's like, Jesus, you either have to be a master.
was wearing, this shirt only in 10 episodes.
If we're not masters of all things comic books, we're just assholes and they want us gone.
And you're not allowed to dog Gleek? I mean, come on. He's a fucking space monkey, man.
Dude,
He's a
I
purple
know.
space monkey, okay?
Listening to you guys talk about comics or superheroes is infuriating. Really? Why? What, we're not allowed to have our opinion?
I'm going to play an audio
It's
message.
infuriating.
An audio message that was left for me. I'll play this tomorrow, but it's from our superhero expert, and he is
Yeah.
none too happy, as you can imagine.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it made me miss Wave when he sent me this file. It's
Yeah.
like, God damn it, this was like perfect. We just plug in and play Waves. And
Sure.
I miss Wave audio.
I know.
Christian writes in concerning the grievance process. I think I mentioned Christian loosely the other day and his objection to our process in that we're pretty limited in the judgments that we render.
Yes.
Jay et al., if I may be so bold, I'd like to grieve about the airing of grievances process. You've limited yourself to 3 verdicts, not including stolen grievance, but realistically, you only used 2 of them. The 3 of you, but mostly Mike, seem to have a borderline inability to render a grievance old man or pussy on its own, and instead usually resort to, I'm going to go ahead and render this pussy and old man.
Only for E.
All of you need to stick to rendering one verdict because quite frankly, the grievance process as it stands now is making my bones hurt, says Christian. Side note, you've discussed on a number of occasions adding a new option. I recommend that old man be lumped together with pussy, since realistically, if you're being an old man, you're arguably just a pussy. This option would allow for a new verdict choice and hopefully refresh the airing process for the three of you. Now, this is interesting, but what Christian suggests we add a new category, but he kind of leaves it there. He leaves the ball. Interestingly, Melissa picks up the ball and takes it a few yards.
All right.
Melissa writes in, may I suggest that we add the new judgment of retard and millennial?
Okay, see, here's the road we're traveling right now. We started out with LG, right? And now we're getting into BTQ.
Yeah.
If we start going down this road.
I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
We got to keep this tight, somewhat tight, right?
Or we just blow the fucking doors off it, dude.
I think his point of...
I kind of like the idea of blowing the doors off it, too.
Of just rendering it what it is?
What it is. Figuring out what it is and rendering it, and then adding it to our list.
Maybe you're onto something. E's recent grievance on credit cards could be judged both retard and millennial. Retard would apply to grievances where the said griever is uninformed on the subject or just plain ignorant. Millennial would apply to grievances that are only relevant to millennials, in essence, the opposite of old man. An interesting call. Yeah. As you may recall, there was an incident of credit card fraud at Faster Horses. Not everyone, i.e. responsible adults, feels comfortable using their credit or debit cards at random terminals that are set up using a more than likely unsecured network. Some of these same adults, some of these same adults don't even feel comfortable
cancel in a split second and nothing happens.
Using their cards at sketchy gas stations. This would lend to the retard, uninformed, ignorant judgment. Also lending to the retard, uninformed, ignorant judgment is the issue of credit card fees. Simple math, E. The vendor is charged an additional 1 to 3% for each transaction. Now, to make up for this,
charge me more for a beer.
The vendor can add an additional 1 to 3% on each purchase, or wait for it, not accept credit cards and make more money. I know E didn't take finance or economics, and as a millennial, it's probably hard for him to understand that people are in business and putting on these festivals in order to make money, and not just for him to spread his peace, love, unity, and respect through trading bracelets with his new turtle family.
What a fucking loser.
Happy for us,
What a fucking loser. Just go on your app. You can check this. Oh, these gas stations that I don't know. Check your app every fucking day, and the minute you have a charging or credit card you don't know, you call it up, it's done.
You're just saying willy-nilly charge anything anywhere and then deal with canceling your credit card later. Do you know what a fucking pain in the ass that is to change credit cards and shit? He's just like, fuck it. Then you just cancel it.
He doesn't
your
cancel
mom.
it, though.
Your mom doesn't care.
But
you just tell your mom, cancel that one, and then she orders a new one.
Remember last time he lost his? He didn't even cancel it for like 6 months. He was like, "Yeah, I got to do that. Yeah, I got to do that."
No, that was because it was a debit card and it was left at a bar.
Seriously, he left it at a bar and then just didn't bother doing it. He was like, "I keep checking every few weeks. No one's charged anything."
The other thing, by the way, is this notion of the credit card. You're Mike not having a credit card, and you saying about your charge. It's retarded. Not you're stupid to use cash because every credit card.
Great. Call me stupid.
Yeah, I am.
Someone just called me Natalie, fat girl.
That's fine. Every credit card, including the one I have, you get cash back on every freaking purchase. And the idea of using cash, the idea of like when you gas off every year,
say a joke.
It was an obnoxious laugh.
Smile,
I know, but you had Tootie on the roller skates and her with the lightning bolt hat, the blue hat. It was fun. Yeah, and just walking in the room, you got this big fat shade. It was fun. I liked it.
Had Joe doing her thing. Yeah,
I wanted Joe bad.
I know you did.
Still kind of do.
We'll have to save that for tomorrow, Mike.
All right. Yeah, we got sausages to look at in the morning. E, were you saying something?
No, I don't care. It's stupid to use. It's stupid to use cash. I understand like having $40 on you. But
that's just because you don't have cash.
Well, you're throwing money. I have cash. You're throwing money away by not getting your 1.5% or
Sorry
1%
I asked.
cash
You
back
seem upset. You seem worked up. We'll talk about this when you calm down.
Okay.
Everybody, have a great rest of the day. Thank you for hanging with us. We'll do it at some point tomorrow once we get done with our Kowalski Quality Tour.
And we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. I'll write it, and then we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Okay. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.